Today I want to talk a little bit about content parts and why I think they are 1,000 times better than using any WYSIWYG editor. Now we still support WYSIWYG editing for content in the system, so you can do simple things like bold and formatting, but if you want to lay out a page and have any kind of table structure or multi-column layouts or anything halfway complex at all, you'll struggle, I think, with WYSIWYG editor unless you've got some real HTML experience. So to show you what I set up today, I've got two pages on this site. I've got a WYSIWYG content page here, and I've got a web content parts page here, and they look identical. So one is built using a single chunk of HTML and a WYSIWYG editor, and the second is built for content parts. And to show you what I mean, I'm going to go back to the WYSIWYG content. I'm going to flip into edit. So it doesn't matter whether you're using our tool or anybody else's tools. The editors pretty much work the same, and you have to be pretty patient, and I've seen a lot of people waste a lot of time trying to edit content and make changes or structural changes, reorder things on a page. So to show you what I mean, I'm going to jump into this page and I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to go into full screen mode so you can see how the editor lays out. Now what I've created here was a table because I needed a 3-column layout. I took the time to set up the style sheet to make the adjustments to table padding so that it matched the default grid layout that I have on the page with the content parts. And all I want to do is something simple like move this chunk of content into the center column and move this chunk of content over here. So to do this through the editor, I first have to get this content out of the way. So I'm going to cut it. And now I've got to move this content over here, but I've got to put this content that I just had somewhere, so I'm going to paste it here. Then I've got to go back and I've got to highlight this content and be careful not to highlight the content below. And you can see it's already a little problematic, but I got that out. Now I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to paste it here. And then I've got to get rid of this extra space here, which I can't see. So I know what it is. It's a non-breaking space, very common in WYSIWYG editors, so I need a way to get rid of that thing. And at this point, the only way I can do it with this editor is to jump into the source code and go find the thing. So I know I'm down here. Oh, it's a BR tag that I inserted here, and I'll update that. And now I've made my change. All right. The other choice would have been to just jump into HTML mode at the very beginning. And if you knew HTML, you could see the code here, and you'd say, okay, yeah, what I really want to do is I want to move maybe H3. I'll cut that out. And if you put it in the right spot, I can move it to the front and paste it here. Okay? So if you're an HTML expert, you can make that change and you can get it to look like this. So now I've got H3, H2, and H1, and I'm going to go back to my page and save my changes. So you got an understanding of what it took to make that kind of change. If I wanted to move H4 to the top, got the same sort of thing. Now I'm going to flip over to the page with the content parts, make the same sort of change. I want to move this part to the front and this part to the end. So in this case, I'll edit it with Itrim. I can go jump on any part. I'm just going to edit the whole page because I can see the parts there. And I've got the parts labeled nice and neat, so I can see I've got H1, 2, and 3. And I'm just going to go to the Contents tab here, and now I can move H3 to the top, and I can move H1 down after H2, and then just save my changes. So now I've got two pages that look the same, but the page with the content parts has changed in seconds, the other one minutes, and it could be hours if you mess things up. So good example of how content parts are better than WYSIWYG editing. Let us know what you think.